Oh,
Warlock
that
versus
can't
Warlock.
be right, because one of them
Yeah.
banned Warlock. Someone should probably say something about that.
Yeah, but we get to find out who's playing what, and both players are playing Zoo.
Kolento's revealing his Zoo deck. Oh no, it's banned, man. Alright, so the producer's gonna message him really quick.
I thought I banned Warlock from lacrissa. Oh man.
I think they're just gonna, replay it quick, but... Well, easiest tournament game of Lacrissa's life. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it concede that quickly before. And against the
think
best player in the world.
Yeah, it's actually the first time Kolento has lost on turn 0. How about that? That's just how insane Zulot can be. You can defeat your opponent before the game actually starts, even if your opponent's Kolento. Man. Now, this actually psychs out.
Clint already
Larissa.
has... Yeah, it does, I guess. Well, Clint already has a disadvantage. He had to reveal his deck. I don't think he was trying to get an edge out of that. I think it's just a
Did
replay.
he reveal his deck?
Oh, not to her, but to the stream, to his future opponents. Either way, we caught it in mulligans before they even decided them, so... I would just...
Yeah.
I'm not the admin. I don't know the rules. I would just keep it 0-0.
It looks like both of them have agreed to just play with random choices as if nothing happened. But I think if I was in charge,
Would you have given the loss? Because I kind of telegraphed that Lacrissa wanted to open on Warlock. I guess there is an edgy gain out of that.
yeah,
Maybe there is.
I feel like it should have been fair for Lacrissa to pick the deck she wanted to play. You think that's a bit too harsh? Like to pick Kolento's deck, basically.
Oh, she's playing Ramp Druid against Hunter. Not a good matchup for her, but that is a good draw. Turn 1 Shao, turn 2 Shield Master. Kolento, though.
Hunter,
Yeah.
ping ping.
Well, okay, so what do you think about just waiting a turn to play an
Oh
Undertaker?
God, oh, what is that? I feel like I'm infected right now. I feel like I've contracted something from watching Kolento's opening hand.
Case of the Undertakers, man. That's how you win tournaments, Crib.
Yeah, the funny thing is they're not that good.
Yeah. I think you play Explosive Trap here for sure. I like his choice to hold on to them. Yeah, I played actually 6 Hunter games in DreamHack Winter, and I had a turn 1 Undertaker in one of them. And I mulliganed all my cards every game. It was,
Wait, but you drew in one.
I drew it in
That's
one,
not bad.
and I had no Death
That's-
Rattles. I had Freezing Trap into Kill Command. It was brutal. Oh, that Leopardome draw is huge. Oh
Yeah.
my god. That's gonna stop Senjin from just killing him off for free, and all of a sudden, Lento's got some 1-mana Dark Cultists.
Well, what do you think about that turn 3? Let's just stack that all up. What is that? That's
It's
a
called
3/4,
balance, bro.
3/4, and a 3/2.
Uh-huh.
So it's 9-10 worth of stats on turn 3
Yeah, balance.
with death rattles. So you get a little bit of bonus, you know.
It's not quite good enough with just the stats. You need a little bit of
Yeah.
a bit of a buff. So let's see how Larissa or what Lacrissa decides to do with this here. Her draw is pretty good, honestly. Turn 1 Shao, turn 2 Shield Master, turn 3 Shade off the top, but no turn 4 play. And Hunter's just doing huntery things.
Oh man, sacking the shade like that looks so wrong.
But you have to. You have to sack it, hero power the Undertaker. Or excuse me, trade the Chow. No, you have to hero power the 2/1. What are you doing? I think she's taking an extra damage this way. Oh, just gonna deal with him like that. to play around more
Double
death rattles.
Undertaker.
I
Yeah.
guess I would have left like Undertaker's Senjin alive maybe, but this might just be better actually. I like playing Snake Trap here because you want to just slam Belcher next turn. All right, we're gonna see Sludge Belcher come down for lacrissa, followed by Sludge Belcher for Kolento, and we'll see if this wall
Followed
of
by
taunts.
a victory
Oh!
for. Oh wow, that swipe is amazing.
I don't think. I think this is too early to call. This can definitely be a win for lacrissa at this point. She's not too far behind. She's not gonna make that attack though. She's just gonna play a Druid of the Claw with taunt for sure. Kolento's cashing in some damage from his Leper Gnome, playing around on swipe. Jeez, that Black Knight. Wow. What a draw.
That
The
is
shade off the
amazing.
top into this. No, you're gonna get Snake Trap. Oh, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. It got value. Oh, wait. Wasn't there a Snake Trap in play? Oh, no, hero powered.
That's right.
feels-
That's
it
right. I
feels
didn't
so
catch
dumb.
that.
He did hero power. Wow, getting punished for that play. All right, well, all
Yeah,
of a
actually,
sudden, Lacrissa is
I was
really far
mostly-
ahead.
I was mostly paying attention, and I was seeing her like really happy and stuff. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Where's the snake trap? I was kind of following your lead there.
Yeah, why is... Okay, so she's deciding to take a couple... Or, so, excuse me, Kolento's taking a couple extra damage here in order to keep his Haunted Creeper alive. Rather than turn it into some 1/1s right away. So, gonna develop the trap now. He's got
Well,
both.
he got a pretty good outcome from that web spinner. That's the card that's just running Hunter decks sometimes.
Yeah, no, Tiger's fantastic, absolutely. Especially against Druid. That's such a hard time dealing with big minions like that.
Especially on turn 7.
The question is, do you even attack with this Black Knight? You know, if that is a freezing trap, you're starting the Eaglehorn Bow train all over your face. So I probably would attack, and then if it is a freezing trap, you just play Druid of the Claw.
Well, I think what I would do is maybe would you try to trigger Snake? Would you try to kill the Haunted Creeper?
Oh, that might be a... Okay, this commits you to swipe, but No, I guess that's fine. Yeah, just go for the clear board and take the bow damage. This is another option.
Yep.
It's definitely not bad.
Okay.
Alright.
I feel like Kolento is a bit behind, but that's so much damage in his hand. I don't know if I like the tracking. I think I like Tiger Hero Power. Like, what are you trying to get?
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, maybe he wants to develop this Leper Gnome really badly, so he might as well just use the mana anyway for tracking. Do you just take Kill Command here, or do you like Lotheb?
I like Kill Command.
Me too.
I mean, if you see Senjin, if you see Zombie Chow, you know the chance you're getting comboed is low.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't even know if there is combo in this deck, but if there is, it's a one of, I'd imagine. So
Yeah.
I think Lotheb is not really a must play on against your opponent's turn 9. And because of that, I think you just have to stack your win condition and just go and raw face damage.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, well, let's see what he goes with here. It is a bit of a tough call. Like, maybe you have time to play 2 5/5s in a row, but I'm with you. I just take the Kill Command here.
You think he's considering the Huffer?
Oh yeah, that's not bad either. You get the 4 damage this turn.
That can really fail, though.
How?
You get, like, Leok.
Oh, Kolento doesn't get Leok, man. You don't win tournaments by getting Leok.
Oh, okay. That's part of that skill, right?
Yeah. Alright, Wrath comes down. Chris is still
does
holding
Sludge
on.
Belcher.
Oh yeah, that's a great draw. Just more taunts. And next
Do you
turn you
think
might
it's
even
actually
see
better than Drew the Claw? I think.
Charge. You think Charge is better?
No, I'm just thinking that Save and Drew the Claw might be better, even though Drew the Claw is better against that board.
Hmm.
What would you do?
I would have played Belcher there.
Okay. Oh, that is
No.
what she goes with.
And then you go Druid Charge next turn. Oh no, you have to heal. Hmm. Or no, you actually next turn you keep her plus taunt. That's the
Baton.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kolento has to decide whether to play around Harrison or not. Decides not to. Just use the mana now.
Well, Lacrissa's in great shape right now. I mean, she got all the bow charges out of the way. Kolento's got no hand. He's gonna have no board. Yeah, you're down quite a bit of life, but you have the heal. And being a druid, if you really need to play safe, you can. You can gain 1 life a turn. And
Yeah.
I think she might actually gain 1 life this turn.
No, she drew the innervate for the turn. Gonna end up
Oh, I
just
see.
playing the lore now, and wow, that's lethal. Lacrissa having to play random decks gets paired into a hard matchup after the mix up for the Warlock versus Warlock, and gonna
Yeah.
take game 1. Sweet karmic justice from Druid Ramp. Chow into turn 2 Senjin into Shade. What a game.
I really thought the double Undertaker garbage that Kolento did well against this.
I mean, it's a fine choice. Personally, I would have picked Druid because I think Miracle Druid and Fast Druid are both favored against Ramp Druid, just because they get on board faster. But he's going to go with the Shaman. I don't know how much I like that. I mean, when you see Zombie Chow from your opponent, that's a card that's going to be really strong against Shaman. So probably like keeping the... Well, no, I wouldn't keep the Senjin. You really want to get Wild Growth, but I would keep the Chow.
I mean, you have to keep Chow. Chow against Shaman is so huge. You just like endlessly slay totems.
Yep. Hunter's got the egg, but that was actually a fantastic curve. That defender draw is really good. He just goes 3, 4, 5. Maybe he even plays the reincarnate right away.
Oh,
He's a big fan of this reincarnate shaman strategy. You know, he's been playing. I think he played this at BlizzCon. He played it in a tournament before that as well.
Yeah, he's played this deck for a very long time, and I think overall the record has been very good. It just feels like a very stable deck. He does go there incarnate. This is the most stats that you can play on the board, and it's pretty good because like the Zombie Chow doesn't challenge the 4/4. The Zombie Chow doesn't really challenge the 0/2, but I believe it's going to with the silence.
I must safeguard.
I think this is a coin, keeper, silence, and kill the remaining egg.
Definitely, but then those 2 minions are both going to basically die off to the... Wow, she didn't kill the egg. Oh, really going to get punished for that. Full value defender. Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, why would you do that? The Shaman's at 28, and you got a Zombie Chow. Like, he's gonna get that life back anyway.
I know, just a small oversight. Things happen. So I think I like swipe here. Oh, she's not going to swipe. She's going to go for the hero power instead and save the swipe. Maybe that's good.
I think I like that. Yeah,
yeah, maybe you draw spell power later.
I don't know if she has spell power. I don't think we've seen it yet. But this swipe basically does the same thing as the wrath.
Well,
And usually when it's like
so
that,
the Wrath play mostly did the same thing there. That
even though Wrath is technically...
Sorry guys, Crip's cutting out a bit. There we go. We lost him. Anyway, yeah, that swipe would have been pretty solid there. It would have basically made that defender die off when it tried to make that attack. A double Harvest Golem is just such a fast shaman deck.
Yeah.
Really sticky minions. Crip, you back?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I am on makeshift internet today. I just don't know I can.
It happens. All right. Well, I like Hex here. I think a lot of good options though. There's usually nothing that much bigger than Druid of the Claw in Druid decks. And Mana Tide's really strong here too. Well, I guess if you play it, you lose it to Shade, but then you have a Fire Elemental target.
Yeah, I think the Mana Tide's great.
Yeah, just Hex Mana Tide. We might even see Flame Tongue
Now,
Dwarf.
what kind of top end minions? What kind of minions do you expect are in Lacrissa's deck, like over the Druid of the Claw? Because we do see some strangeness. Do you think
Well,
she's got one
besides
Ancient of War?
besides the lores, there might be an Ancient of War, there might be Ragnaros, there might be Scenarios. It's tough to say. It's a pretty unique deck so far. We haven't seen Wild Growth, but we've seen like Shade, Zombie Chow, Senjin. Senjin and Chow are pretty indicative of wild growthy, like Ancient of War decks.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just like a fast druid, like you mentioned, with Senjins instead and Chows. I expect to see Ancient of War, but we'll see. This is a type of deck that Dog of Complexity is a really big fan of. Definitely a solid deck. Lacrissa has the combo, but I don't think she's happy about it. It's not what you want to see this early. And this Fire Elemental really gonna take control of the board now.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to kill the Mana Tide. The Shaman just has a lot of cards that work so efficiently in certain situations.
Defender's just better, but it's like more mana efficient. If you Fire Elemental, they get to kill your totem. Well, guess you got a Black Knight Hero Power most likely. Well, Chris is going to need to draw a swipe to get back into this.
Yeah, there's only one of those left in the deck.
Game definitely looks good for Kolento from here on out. And
I was
if
just
he
thinking,
does,
like, the main thing that could happen here is Lacrissa drawing like another combo. Basically, she'd do combo into combo, but the Alakir is going to stop even that. I just don't see a win condition for the Druid at this point, with the Shaman being so high in life.
yeah, it definitely just looks unwinnable. Damages, and then might even see a defensive combo here.
The thing is, if you do that, you just throw some kind of strange win condition out the window, and there's nothing past that.
You have to take 6 in the process as well. Go to 13. You're leaving Kolento with well, okay, maybe you just send 2 trees into the 6/5. Save some life. Yeah, that's a little better.
Good.
Oh, she's gonna go for that so she can kill the better minion. Okay, I like that. You take some more damage this way, but you leave him with a 2/1 instead of a 2/3. Is that lethal? That is lethal.
It's yeah, a lot of damage. That's 6 plus 10. That's 16. That's 3 over lethal. Kolento takes game 2.
Tying it up.
And we do see the Ancient of War there. Ancient of War never really sees play.
Ruby and Egg really punishes Lightning Storm.
I think she just queued up with Shaman though. I think we're seeing exactly that.
Oh wow. Alright. She's confident. Kolento's thinking about not keeping Lightning Storm in the Shaman Mirror. That's interesting. That's a card that's not too strong early, but it is one of the most important cards in the matchup.
I'm actually pretty sure that Kolento's only running 1 copy of Lightning Storm as well.
Oh, in that case, you should definitely keep it, I would think.
I think his last few showings of the deck had only 1. I mean, that's kind of what you need to do to fit all the good Shaman cards with the good Death Rattle cards. It's kind of tough to fit both.
Look at that.
It's not like you're playing Hunter here.
He just keeps the Flame Tongue. I would never do that. That's insane. So he's going to coin Totem. And then just drop Flame Tongue to kill her totems?
Well, it's going to be a Haunted Creeper. So, no.
Yeah, this looks fantastic for Lacrissa. Haunted Creeper into Harvest Golem is exactly what you want. These minions that are just so hard to deal with early, that are going to keep Kolento's side of the board empty. That Harvest Golem draw, though, puts him back into it. He's not going to coin it, just Totem up instead. Searing Totem looks bad here, and it sort of is, but, you know, it does at least... Is bad, yeah. But it gets Haunted Creeper into Earthshock range, so there's that.
Feral Spirit's not too terrible here.
I kind of like Hex. This is fine too.
I think Hex is kind of wasted because you don't exactly know what you're playing against.
Well, the best target in
Harvest Golem, Monte
Shaman.
Creeper? That's pretty standard still.
Yeah. This just gets defendered though.
Yeah. Now,
Maybe Earthshocked.
yeah, that's true actually, because if you defender, it's not very efficient on the remaining part.
Mm-hmm.
My shield for Argus.
She's gonna go with it. It's interesting. It's a little soft to Lightning Storm. Actually, I think I would have preferred to see Manatide Earthshock there. But this is not bad either. Kolento doesn't have the Storm. That is the wrong 3-mana Overload card. Off the top.
Oh man. Yeah, that is really rough. In this matchup, it's just so important to have the most creatures possible. But because playing Feral Spirit doesn't actually give you that, or board control, or any kind of mana efficiency for that turn or the next, it's just so useless.
Yep, he's going to coin the Drake, just aggressively looking for Lightning Storm. It's the one way Kolento can get back into this. This looks so good for lacrissa. Especially with the turn 6 Fire Elemental. Just continue exerting pressure on the board. Do you trade 3 of your minions into this?
I like the Hex. I think I think Kolento had Lightning Storm, he would have probably just played it last turn.
Alright, that's a good point. Yeah, I like that. Hex, hero power. Okay.
I just don't think losing that many minions is worth dropping the Mana Tide, because you already have your play for next turn anyway, you're not really drawing for more.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Alright, we are going to see Hex come down. Healing Totem, also the best totem to roll. That's going to increase the chances that Harvest Golem survives a potential Lightning Storm from Kolento.
Yeah, Kolento basically needs to top deck Lightning Storm and get very lucky or get a spell damage totem.
So just some Wolves and Rubian Egg and a Dream. Maybe Hex is even better, actually, than Wolves.
Wolves?
You can go
Wolves? Oh no, he's only got 5. Oh man.
Yeah, he's going to go for the Reincarnate. This is pretty aggressive. I guess that makes some sense. You play your Wolves next turn. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think I like Egg plus Hex there, but this is fine. Spirits was definitely not the right play. You don't want to overload, you don't want to give your opponent a target for Fire Elemental turn 6. The Reincarnate play still kind of did that, but...
The reason I don't think Reincarnate is that good defensively is, like, especially in this matchup, like, no creatures really have that much health. So, Reincarnate's kind of like a 2-mana, like, 2/4.
Yeah,
In this case, it's a 2-mana 1/4.
So such
And it was like a 3-mana 1/4 because it wasn't good mana efficiency for the turn.
That Earthshock, though, is such a good draw for Kolento. It lets him deal with the Harvest Golem. The Hex takes care of Fire Elemental, and all of a sudden, when he was so far behind, the board looks a lot closer now. If lacrissa doesn't have Lightning Storm on the turn that Kolento commits Feral Spirits to the board, she might actually lose board control here. I think I'm a fan of, yeah, you rock by it. Well, I guess you rock by that.
I think letting the Hex just take a hit and just massing up a big board is a good idea. I think I like kill the Flame Tongue and just Feral Wolves into Mana Tide.
It's just so many 3 health minions against a potential Lightning Storm. I like this a little bit more. Personally, I would have liked to see just attack the Flame Tongue for 3 and then Rock Biter plus Earthshock on the 4/4. This is fine too, I guess.
You get the double draw from the Mana Tide, and because you don't overload, you can probably play them. So yeah, that's pretty good too.
And Kolento's back to being extremely far behind. Gonna see Defender of Argus come down. Doesn't want to throw down the Feral Spirits just yet. Hasn't seen a Lightning Storm yet. It's very risky to play those wolves before that card comes down.
Yeah,
Lacrissa just gonna
again, I'm pretty
continue.
sure it's quite unlikely he will see the lightning storm at all. I'm quite sure there's only one in there.
Mhm. Well, a lot of totems for Lacrissa, but none of them have spell power. That bolt's not going to be able to deal with Mana Tide.
I think it's just okay to Earth Shock it. Kill the Flame Tongue with your 2/3, Earth Shock the Mana Tide,
Ooh.
and Fire Elemental.
There it is. The one Lightning Storm. Does that bring Kolento back into the game? He takes out the Mana Tide. Earthshock's going to have something to say about this Alec here. Especially if she rolls Spell Power Totem. Nope.
I think my stream's behind a little bit.
Yeah. So, you might just see Earthshock plus Doomhammer. There's a lot of options here for Lacrissa. She's ahead. She's just trying not to lose the game to something like Lightning Storm plus Hex.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, that's what Kolento's going to have to get back in.
She's really been pretty unlucky with her totems, I feel. Like, that spell damage would have meant so much, and she's had a lot of totems out throughout the game.
Absolutely.
But I think in her current spot, because she's at like absolutely full life, because she has board control, because she has the Doomhammer, it's going to be really hard again for Kolento to really make anything work, even if he has that one Lightning Storm.
Yep, I think you just got to play. Well, he's considering tanking this Fire Elemental with the Rock Fighter, but I think you do just have to play both the dogs. Wow, is he gonna do it?
He just got a spell damage totem.
Oh, he's gonna do it! Wow. So Kolento for the rest of the game needs to have taunts set up so that he doesn't die to Doomhammer.
Yep.
And
Well,
you know, no Lightning
it is
Storm from
possible.
Lacrissa yet. Yeah. Maybe if we see a Lightning Storm from Lacrissa, these dogs are going to be a lot less effective, but right now they're keeping Kolento alive, and despite being behind pretty much the entire game, there's a small chance he can pull this one out.
It's going to have to involve Lacrissa drawing very badly, though.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see a Bolt here, and taking out the other Wolf.
And you just spam out your Overload cards all at once.
Yeah, I don't think you play... Well, you can't play the other Wolf. I like holding off to the second Feral Spirit and just toteming instead. I think that's correct. Ooh. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and reload the streams just so the sync issues are taken care of. But the Fire Elemental draw, not bad, but Kolento can't play it or else he just dies on the board. Now, is this lethal for Lacrissa? It depends on her draw. A lot of cards do it here. Let's see what we got. Alec here. 1 mana short because of Overload.
Yep.
That luck.
The thing is, like, the one thing that bails Kolento out here is a second Lightning Storm, and I'm almost positive it's not in the deck.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not, I don't see how he's going to catch up here. Maybe he has a Pyromancer. Maybe he has, like... I don't even know. 2/1 Feral Spirits are definitely going to be a problem.
Yeah. There really can't be Pyromancer, because he'd have to draw 2 cards.
Or even rolling Taunt Totem would get him killed here, so he has to... I don't think there's a single card that does it. I think Lacrissa has won the Shaman Mirror off the back of some early tempo.
Yep.
And that's going to do it. She takes the lead. Both of the qualified players in this 8-man invitational have gotten 2 wins. First, Tom against Firebat, the world champion.
Yep.
Starts off 2-0. Gets zooed, but that's okay. It can happen to anyone. Now
Really
Lacrissa. Really zooed, yeah. Lacrissa taking a 2-1 lead against Kolento, arguably the best player in the world. They have not had very easy brackets going into this, and
But another thing to note is that he has the fallback on Druid, and Druid's not what you want against Shaman and then Zulok.
yeah, Druid is definitely not what you want against Zoo. I think it's fine against Shaman. I think he definitely has a chance, but Zoo is gonna definitely be a problem. Well, there we go. Lacrissa takes the second game.
I think she is. She's running a lot of taunts. She's running a lot of early board pressure cards, which often counters some of the Druid's early pressure. And I think it can really work.
That's
Kalento's going to
definitely
need
true.
like an out-of-control Spectral Knight to really take care of this game. And I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, those Harvest Golems and Haunted Creepers is definitely like some of your stronger cards in the Druid matchup. I like Lacrissa just mulling everything for creatures. Or you keep the double Rockbiter to maybe deal with like an innervated Spectral Knight like you mentioned, but yeah, this is probably the best mulligan here. Ooh, not a great hand for Shaman, that's for sure. And Kalento's got Wild Growth into stuff.
That's great.
Definitely looks good for Druid here.
Wild Growth into plenty of stuff, really. Would you actually consider playing Keeper here?
I mean, you could. I'd probably play Shade, I want to say. Yeah. I mean, Keeper's not great in the matchup, but maybe you can use it with Wrath later or something. I don't know.
What's that card back that
Lacrissa has? Yeah, it's a great question. You know what? I think that was I want to say it was the Tespa card back. It was only available to people who played in this college tournament that they ran at PAX. And I'm really, really salty that I can't get it.
I must safeguard them.
Man,
Yeah.
that looks pretty sweet, too.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's like this pinkish beige color type thing. Yeah.
I just noticed that now.
Oh, you know, I'm in California now, Crip. Maybe if I can go to the Blizzard office, I can. No, they'll turn me down. All I want is the card back, man. One day. I just want the collection of all of them, you know?
Yeah. What can you do? I'm missing quite a few myself. I missed actually the what is it called? The fireside thing, the one where you need like a bunch of people.
Oh, you can't get that
land.
still?
I don't know, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get it because I never actually play when I go to tournaments.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to play in them. Just log into your account.
Log in.
I'll play some practice games with you. Yeah, exactly. We'll make it happen.
Okay. Oh man, I have friends card back. Gimme. Moonfire, hello. This is exactly Strifeker's deck, is it not?
Yeah, well, it's actually, I think Life Coach made this version of it. This might be a slight change from it. I see Power of the Wild. It's not usually played, but yeah, Life Coach popularized the Miracle Druid list with the claws and stuff. So
I do feel like this version is extremely strong against Shaman and possibly quite good against Zoo.
Yeah, I mean, Wild Growth into stuff is just a classic Druid strategy. It's good against almost anything you play it against. So tough to lose, unless you're getting paired against a heavily aggressive deck. This will usually do a good job for you.
Well, what do you do here if you're Lacrissa? No, you can't clear.
I wonder.
You can clear. I think that's a lightning bolt, right? The last card on the left. It's really hard to see.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, she has 6 mana. I think you gotta. Oh, it's tough. Maybe you hex the lore and then just.
I think it is a lightning bolt. Yeah, you can clear it here.
All right, so.
So that's a pretty aggressive board clear play without actually using Lightning Storm, and you only overload one so you can fire them until next turn. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a solid play. You see something on the table.
Oh, I would so Violet Teacher there.
Really? Oh, I guess I would too, yeah.
It's a Vile Teacher, Moonfire, Power of the Wild, and you get a Frog to boot.
You haven't seen a Lightning Storm though yet, and this Haunted Creeper play sort of telegraphs it. I don't know. Double lore. Like when you go Wild Growth turn 2 into double Ancient of Lore, so you never run out of cards. I don't think I've ever seen Druid lose to Shaman in a game like that. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
2 swipes. I mean, what do you do here for Shaman? You can try to slow the game down a bit, but it's
Yeah, how effective is that really going to be?
all right. Do we see the Scenarios buff here? Kind of like that. You know what I actually would have done there is Lotheb, Teacher, Innervate, Power. Because then if she storms, it's going to take the whole turn. It'd probably set up lethal with the swipes. But in all honesty, Kolento's so far ahead.
There's no way you're losing this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Get 28 life with that hand. And that board. And that frog. Whoa.
That frog. Do you know the frog attack sound? Pretty much my favorite thing in the game.
Left, right? Like
yeah, yeah, pretty much. Then you can spam it too. You click it to attack and you let go. The moments I live for. That's why I play Abusive Sergeant and Shaman. And hex my own guy first.
Yep. And then attack with a hex next turn. Yeah, of course.
Alright. Well, this looks pretty locked up for Kolento. The last game is going to be Zoo versus Miracle Druid, which can go either way. You know, normal Druid gets stomped by
yeah, it gets pretty on. You just can't keep up with all the stuff. Swipe doesn't even do it. You need like Innervate keepers into swipes, into more keepers, into more swipes.
This Miracle Druid deck looks pretty good.
I mean, with a deck like Druid, often it does with the ramp that you need. But I feel the Warlock can still get out of control. I think there's some like Undertaker openers that are just too disgusting to counter with any Druid deck.
Whoa, well that's pretty good.
Claw, swipe, keeper. Oh my.
It reminds me of the good old days of Beta Druid.
That's like 5 minions gone.
Yep. Well, it might not be enough though. Druid needs more than just removal, because life tap is a thing. Heads up play there, leading on Voidwalker to play her on the Claw, even though she might draw a Death Rattle minion. A pretty small, like, subtle play, but it's very good right there. I think you just play the Abusive next turn, just go face.
Yeah.
Oh, we are just going to see the Claw. Alright. Don't want to leave a mana unused. I like it. Oh man, the swipe is good. Yeah, the swipe is going to be really good. Just hero power here, probably. Or maybe you do coin the shade. No, probably not. Yeah, just hero power.
Swipe, you get that.
If Kolento didn't use that Claw, what he could have done here is like coin Shade, Claw the turn after, and then swipe the turn after that. I'm not sure if that would have been better, but you would have a Shade develop that way. He didn't have the card at the time, I think, that he made the Claw play. Or maybe he did. Void Terror. I like just slamming that. I'm going to put it on the left to have multiple threats. Not bad.
Alright, I'm sorry my connection's not really keeping up here. I mean, it's kind of unlucky to get the Undertaker and 0 Death Rattle cards, but I mean, it's still doing some work.
Yeah, it definitely happens in Zoo from time to time, because it only plays like 8 Death Rattle minions. Not too many 1-drops, pretty much just Leper Gnome with Death Rattle, but... Alright, if you're Kolento here, do you keep her? Do you swipe? What is the play? Maybe you play Violet Teacher. That would get wrecked by Defender of Argus, though. It's a tough turn to play, that's for sure. Kolento's hand is just so many minions that he really wants to develop one this turn.
I think if lacrissa had Death Rattle, she would have just played it already. I think coin on the swipe is perfect.
Alright. The thing now, though, is that lacrissa plays a minion, and now Kolento's forced to play minion, so he's taking that dwarf hit, almost guaranteed. Maybe the better play was just teach her that turn, and then if he defenders, then you claw shade or something. That's a tough game to play, I don't know.
Yeah. But I still think Kolento's in decent shape here. He's got more cards than the Warlock. He's got pretty efficient removal. That Dark Iron is going to be a little bit of a problem, but I still think it's fine.
He's got such a good turn next turn, though. He's going to Defender up the 2 minions he has in play right now. Abusive the Undertaker, kill Violet Teacher, and just have a huge board presence. And Kolento's going to have almost no way to deal with that. He's going to have to Keeper of the Grove plus Claw, or something like that.
Well, it's really based on what Kolento does here. Now you say Vile Teacher is the play, but is it really? What about Shade Claw the Undertaker?
It's tough to guess what lacrissa has in hand. I like the Teacher more, personally, but it's definitely merit to some other plays. Looks like we're a bit out of sync here. There we go. So Teacher comes down. Juggler drawn. We are going to see the Defender plus Abusive play, it looks like. And yeah, all of a sudden Kolento's really far behind on board, but he does have a lot of 2 damage cards in his hand, which is going to be pretty good against the 5-2 of his opponent. And that 2-2 Undertaker, so... behind on board, but not by too much. Jeez.
Nice a Moonfire, too. That kills
good.
3.
It's pretty good.
It actually catches him up.
Yep.
He's ahead on board by 1 health.
So yeah, guys, the next game we're actually going to jump into the winner. The next round of winners bracket is going to be Firebat versus Strife Crow. Just to give you a heads up, we're not going to play the ties match just yet. Can't find him right now, but that's okay.
Can't find the dude.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of matches left today, so it should turn out fine. But this is essentially match point here on who will play the winner of eventually Theis's game.
Yeah, why is he doing it in this order? That's a misplay. Should have played Teacher and then Wild Growth to get the 1-1, right? Kolento playing around Unleash the Hounds from the Zoo deck. Not
Yeah.
not the greatest of plays, but it happens.
Yeah, there's no advantage to that. I mean, even if it's like Mortal Coil, it just hit the Keeper.
Well, let's see if Life Tap is going to get lacrissa anything good. A bunch of 1-drops, not what you want, but good enough. Because she is so far ahead on board right now.
Yeah, just the number of creatures out is just insane right now. Though that's 1 swipe away from being dealt with. But
Yeah.
because she has such a high life total, there's essentially been no pressure from the Druid. Even if there is a swipe drawn, because it takes up basically the entire turn to clear the board, Kolento's still going to be behind.
I think you have to Wrath this Voidwalker for full damage. It's really, like, it's brutal, but you have to do it, I think.
Full damage on Voidwalker, Hero Power, the Gnome, and play a Shade.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you draw and you hit any card that doesn't cost 3 or less mana, you're just so screwed. And there's so many cards that cost 3 or less that you just don't want right here. So
What about, because you're so screwed, you Wrath the Flame Imp for 1 to try to get your last swipe?
that's one way to do it. I don't think you've 100% lost, though. The Warlock has no cards in hand. You just have to fade Doomguard for, like, 2 more turns. I don't know how likely that is. Well, Chris is just going to win with Doomguard. She's got a couple turns to hit it, and once she does, there's no way for Kolento to deal with it. So there's actually a ton of options for Kolento with this turn. He's going to take his time and figure it out. But, yeah, I do like Wrath for full damage on Voidwalker here. You know, if Swipe is on top, it's going to be good next turn anyway. So.
Time waits for no one.
You just save so much damage that you really need to save, though. Like, if you swipe next turn, how good is that really? You take 3 and then 5. You'll be at like 5 health. You die to anything.
Yeah. So does opt to do that. Let's see if lacrissa can get the Doomguard she needs. Lothab pretty much just as good. Just a big guy. Druid can't really deal with those when it's behind on board.
He basically has to Ancient Allure and trade very badly for what's left on the board.
Yep. Oh, hey, Innervate is not what you want here.
No, absolutely not.
We're
Especially
about to
because
see a huge upset. Kolento.
you haven't lost yet. Not yet.
This guy, not yet.
Not yet.
Elven Archer. Okay, it's good for Kolento. Okay, Nubian Egg also good for him.
Yep.
Definitely some bricks. He needed to see those. Let's see what life tap. Or I think the life tap did get the egg. We're a little bit out of sync. Elven Archer to the face. The play of champions. Got him at 9. Go face with Lothab. You have to go face with Lo. Don't trade. No.
Well, that trade opens up a lot of possibilities. I think now Kolento's actually in a comfortable enough spot to. Oh my god!
Oh yeah. Well,
He's smiling. I was gonna say it's a spot where you could actually draw with Ancient Allure and make use of the Innervate. But man, was that garbage!
yeah.
And
Well,
she
he
drops the Doomguard. That is an easy game.
That's it. Lacrissa got him. Look at how happy she is. Kolento just won one of the hardest Hearthstone tournaments of all time. About